My name is Dr. Olumide Ajayi. I'm the Executive Director of the Africa Leadership Foundation. Part of the problems that we see in Africa today has to do with the fact that not too many of our governance framework are very inclusive. We have discovered through our engagement that there is a huge gap in terms of knowledge around gender responsive budgeting. And what that has caused is that women and people living with disability and vulnerable people are often excluded in resource allocation as well as the main public finance and fiscal policy framework used in Africa. Part of the challenge is that the promotion of gender equality, equity within the governance space then becomes almost zero. While some countries in Africa had introduced gender responsive budgeting into their public policy and fiscal framework, a lot of are still not doing what we want them to do. For this reason, and in response to this lacuna, the Africa Leadership Foundation, working with some stakeholders, decided to create a pan-African network known as African Gender Budgeting Network, which essentially will consist of actors within that space, coming from the academia, coming from civil society, coming from the private sector, from public sector, from CSO, and all other stakeholders who need to come together to do this. The Ajayi, as we call it, was launched on September 17, 2025 in collaboration with our major partners, which include the UN Women Representative Office to the African Union, the UNDP Regional Service Center, the Economic Commission for Africa with headquarters in Addis Ababa, the African Union Commission, Women, Youth and Gender Directorate, as well as Oxfam in Africa. This network will help a lot of advocates who are struggling with understanding and also working with the various stakeholders in their country to begin to receive training and capacity building. We will conduct research around how the best way. We will also identify best practices that can be used in promoting GRB in many of our countries. We will provide technical support to government that desire to also embrace this as a principle. So far, we have 230 people from 32 African countries who are registered, who are now members of this. We believe that by doing this, the misconceptions, the weak capacity, the lack of political will that currently pervade this non-inclusive budget framework that we use will become a thing of the past. We hope that other stakeholders will join us as we push this agenda. You will be hearing from us as we continue our various activities within the network. Thank you very much.